Live. Okay. Hello, everybody. March 14th, Saturday, 2026. We made it through February. We made it through Friday the 13th. And we had two of them. We had one last month, too. Um, Although the wind was pretty dicier than normal. And I'm on the 15th floor, so got a little dicey. It's still windy out there. Anyway, I just wanted to pop in real quick because I wanted to talk about because I've been noticing a trend on YouTube and what a lot of content creators who have moderate to large followings, subscribers, um, that they are seeing like a cut in their revenue from YouTube, like a serious cut, like in half cut. Um, and what and they're all scrambling, like they're putting out more content, they're getting desperate, especially some who are used to getting big huge checks each month, seeing that like their checks are like next to nothing, and this is their living now. And so everybody's kind of in a panic thinking that they're doing something wrong. One content creator that I follow, Titanium Built, she's putting out like surveys and asking, what can she do? And it's not them, it's YouTube. YouTube is intentionally um, throttling their promotions and um, doing some things where it's affecting everybody's algorithm, and therefore affecting their revenue and all. Because I think where YouTube, this is what I'm starting to see, um, that YouTube is wanting to become more of a paid um, subscription. Like right now, I do pay for I mean, they're already there. I pay for no ads because the ads got so bad you couldn't even get through a video. Like you wanted to watch a 10-minute video, and 8 minutes of it was ads. I mean, there was like even on the longer videos, there was an ad that was like 40 minutes long. I mean, I didn't watch it, but you could see the countdown, and I was like, this is ridiculous. And so the ads were just out of control. And so there was a promo for a free month of YouTube Premium, ad free. So I was like, well, let me just try that. I'll just do it for a month. And usually when I do these free promos, I just do it for the month, and then I unsubscribe. Well, um, the ads skyrocketed. I mean, like they would just like you they play during lives, and you'll miss some of the live. I mean, and you can't skip them. It just insane. So I kept it. So I do pay the monthly premium subscription fee for that. So they're already there for that. But now what they're doing is, I think they're pushing, because still people don't pay that premium. I think that they're pushing, not like outright, but they're pushing their creators to go members only. So because they get a cut of that, they get a cut of the members only subscriptions. And so they get a cut of everything. Any money that you get in super chats and all that other stuff, uh, except for when people put up their QR codes for like Cash App and all that other stuff, PayPal. I don't think, but then those platforms take a cut, but not as big as YouTube takes a pretty big cut. Hmm. I knew that was going to happen. My lid is broken on here. So, anyway, so what they're doing, oh, my shirt. Um, I see what they're doing because I noticed that a lot of creators all of a sudden are making most of their content, most of their live content is going members only. Like one channel just made all of their lives member only. Like even past lives, they went in and they just made them all members only. Because I think what's happening is YouTube may be giving them a bigger cut of the members only subscription, and so then cutting their regular revenue and bumping up their members only revenue. So then, so the creators are going to go where the membership, where the money is. So if they're cutting their normal revenue, like just their everyday, whether they're whether they're a subscriber or not a subscriber or members, I think the shift is going to be that it's going to become a members only platform. Like you're not going to be able to see, I don't know how they're moving that way. So all your favorite YouTubers, you're going to have to, not only if you don't want to see ads, do the premium membership, but then you're going to have to do a channel membership to view their content. And then there are some YouTube creators who do snippets of their videos, and then you could see the full video as a member. So that's where it's moving to. I mean, I could see it, and I don't know if some creators, I don't know what they see, but that's how I see it. That they're gonna the revenue cut, they'll see where the revenue stream is coming from, and the revenue stream will be coming from members only. So then what they're going to start doing is they're going to start um, making their channels members only. I was really shocked in the one channel. I was like, wow. So every one of their lives now they made it members only. So it's like it sucks. So when that happens, then I'll stop my premium subscription and just find other things, because first of all, I can't believe I've stuck with this membership for as long as I have. I mean, I watch strictly YouTube. I mean, there's other platforms that I watch here and there, and then streaming services, but my main watch time is on YouTube. So if I'm going to pay a streaming service, I better be watching it, and I do watch it. But and I understand that they have to make money to stay, afloat, and it's a business. They got to make some money, but then they get greedy, and then they get like, then it gets then it's just greed. Then it's just like you $1 billion is not enough, so now you got to go for $1 trillion. So it gets annoying. So probably once I start seeing that more and more creators are moving to members only, that you can't watch their content unless you're a member. So you paying, not only are you paying the premium, which is like $14 a month or $15 a month, then you're paying a membership fee, and then there's different tiers of membership. So if you pay the lowest tier, you may, you know, get to see some of the videos, and then if you pay the second tier, you get to see more of the videos. Then you pay a third tier. So membership, I think, can start anywhere from 99 cents or $1.99 on up. So people do, and they maybe got that. A lot of people went to Patreon. Um, but then a lot of people dropped out of Patreon, because then you can take your content, some of your content over there. You can put it behind a paywall. But yeah, so pretty much once YouTube goes full on paywall with members, and I'll drop out and I'll find something else, because something will come along and replace that, and like hook people in, and then but yeah, that's what my opinion of where YouTube is heading. Strictly um, membership, premium subscription. That's where it's heading. So you may be. Oh, this thing is not tight enough. You may be. Oh, now I'll never get that lid off. You may be able to watch shorts. Um, guess I've never been on TikTok, believe it or not. Now I do. A lot of times TikTokers will come over, will upload their TikToks to YouTube, so I'll see it via YouTube. But I've never been on TikTok. I just never trusted that platform, and now that um, China has sold the majority of their ownership, because I think they still have some ownership in it. But the family who owned CBS and now who outbid Netflix, um, they purchased it because the majority shares, in order for it to stay afloat in the United States, um, they said that the U.S. has to own it. So the guy who owns CBS, soon to own, what is it, Discovery, CNN, whatever. I don't even know what it is. Oh, Paramount? No, not Paramount. They own Paramount, but I forget what it is. But they own TikTok, and so TikTok is MAGA. It's becoming MAGA, and I mean that's what I've heard from other TikTokers. And then there's all these other rules and censorship and all kinds of other stuff. So, I mean, I just never trusted it to begin with. Just like I don't trust Timu. I never got on board. And then it kept showing up in my algorithm. It started showing up again, but I will put it out of my algorithm because um, I don't trust it. Like, it's just, we already voluntarily give up our information. Our information is out there. Um, but already. So it's not like I'm not like all my information isn't out there already. I guess I don't know. I mean, I think they were doing like more nefarious stuff. I don't know. I just didn't trust it. Don't trust Tamu. Don't trust TikTok. And now that the U.S. I trust it even less. You would think that if the U.S. owned it, I would, you would think, oh, okay, well, it's not the U.S. It's maggots. The maggots own it because that's what they are. They're maggots, and I don't have any problem saying that. Any fear saying that. I mean, nobody's even watching me, but if anybody was watching me, anybody who voted for that felon um, is a maggot, and you can you know lie and say I did it because of the price of groceries. Well, that's bullshit, and we all know that's bullshit. And you know, you ask yourself, are you safer, happier, richer? Are you winning? Nobody's winning. Rich people are winning. They're all lining their pockets. The whole felon's family are becoming billionaires or already billionaires. Billionaire is going to get ready to become a trillionaire. So they made bank. We didn't make bank. They stripped everything from us, and they stripped all that money for support from support programs and healthcare and all that, and to fund what's going on in Iran, um, which is another bullshit thing. So he's a liar. He's always been a liar. Him and his family affected me and my family growing up um, in the 70s. And so he does not give a fuck about anybody, especially you maggots. If you were lying on the floor on the ground and needed help and a hand up, he would turn around and walk away from you. He would not put his hand out for you. So, and so that leads me, and it's so obvious. So that says to me, no, you voted for him um, because he's a racist. He does not give a shit about minorities or people who are in need. He doesn't give a shit. And so everything that he stands for, you stand for? He's a white nationalist. Everything. He's all the things that are evil. But anyway, I'm rambling. So this probably won't get pushed out to the algorithm, which I don't care. Um, I don't really care where it goes. If it doesn't go, um, but I'm just rambling. Anyway, what was I going to say? So, oh yeah, so I was going to talk about Outlander, the final season. So I watched because I did purchase Star for the year. I mean, I think I paid $29 for the whole year. Um, so it's finally out, and Blood of My Blood. That is a good series. I didn't think it was going to be good, but it's good. But the final season started um, last week, and I didn't watch it until last night. So at first I was confused because now it's not like it used to be. You have your fall season, so they just get like a summer break, and then it just kicks right in like a couple months later. Not anymore. You have to wait. Like The Walking Dead new series, you got to wait years for stuff to come out anymore. Like Yellow Jackets, I think that took years to come out, and so I have yet to see the final season of it. I know it's out there, but I think it's on another streaming platform. But yeah, like years between seasons, way too long. I know COVID put a little hiccup in it, but it was heading that way anyway. It was doing that anyway. But anyway, I completely forgot. I'm like, how did season 7 end? I couldn't even remember. I was like, because the way it started off, I'm like, wait a minute, how'd they get there and what's going on? And I was like, I was saying I should have watched the end of season 7 just so I can be refreshed for what season 8 had. But I mean, I figured it out, and I did go on to, I found a YouTube recap channel, and I was like, oh, damn, I was like way off that I couldn't remember what happened in season 7. Anyway, so, but it was good. And I think it's going to be sad. I think it's going to be sad. But so far, so good. I like it. Like, um, I'm curious um, on some storylines. I'm like, you could see that there's going to be some good storylines on some of the characters. And so, like Bree, you're gonna you could see that there's gonna be some storylines. You know what I hope? I hope that they can bring um, Jamie into the future. Oh, what's going on, Cassie? Huh? Yeah, she's better. Cassie is better. She's back to normal, just about 100%. She's 999. Is that another lymphoma? She has a couple of lymphomas in her chest, but they've been biopsied. Um, yeah, so I hope that they are able to bring him into the future, like maybe because they all have this power to go back and forth through time, that they can surround him and and carry him into the future. I don't know, because I would like for Jamie to see the future, well, their future, which is in the 70s, or maybe even like the future now, future, so it would be future for all of them. And then they'll go, well, let's get back to the past. Because, anyway, I hope they do something like that. I have her books, but I haven't read them. And I'm sure that they're not, um, I'm sure that they're not like, oh, Pet Cassie. I'm sure that they're not like, I'm sure that they are, but not 100% like the series. Anyway, I just wanted to pop in and I did my little rant. about the felon, which I didn't really want to. He doesn't take up too much time in my head because, ugh, yuck. We just got to ride it out. We just got to ride it out and hope we survive because he's trying to kill us all. He's literally trying to kill us all. He doesn't. Somebody made a comment, and it's true. He doesn't have that much time. He's in his final, you know, uh, timeline, and he doesn't give a shit. He's out. He doesn't give a shit. Like you would think that he would like to, save the place for his children and grandchildren, but I don't think he gives a shit. I think he just cares about himself and the here and now, and um, so he doesn't. He's going to burn the place down because that's what he's on, is a revenge tour, and we all knew that. Like so, so you're on board with it. Those of you who voted him in, you're on board with him. You want to see all the black and brown people and any minorities, anybody hurt, and you want to see him go down. Well, and a lot of people who voted for him are hurting, and they're going down, which is a shame. I mean, you know, in my building, and I could see the stress in their faces, and I feel bad for them, kind of, but I don't know, you know, but that's it for today. I just wanted to pop in and talk about how I felt about where YouTube was headed. And once it gets to that place, because I really believe that they're moving towards a members only viewing platform, and so they're content creators who bring in a steady stream of revenue. All their revenue has been cut. The low end people who have thousands of subscribers to the high end who have millions of subscribers, their revenue across the board has been cut. And I noticed that some creators are moving to members only videos, like full on members only videos. And I think that's the next level. So they want creators to do members only, and then I guess they'll see a revenue jump, and so that's how that's going to move. But right now I'm paying for my whatever it is, $15, $14.83 a month for my premium, so I don't have to sit through 50 million ads and just disrupt a whole 10-minute video or 20-minute video. Um, but I do see it going to a paywall, like a full on. You have to, you know, you have to do premium so you can get through a video, and then you also have, because if you're a member and you don't have premium, you're still sitting through the ads. Membership to a YouTuber does not mean you don't get the ads. You still get the ads, and now on top of that, all these many creators who get to a certain level, they can do sponsorships. So now they have sponsored videos. So then they have their own ads. So the person who doesn't have premium, they're watching the ads, and then they're watching the creator do their ads. So it's like, so when I pay my premium, like, I mean, I've kept it up. I don't have to sit through the BS ads, but now the creators are doing more and more sponsorships. And a lot of times, some of them do pretty long sponsorship clips, and many of them. So you can skip through it. You don't have to wait the 30 seconds, or I don't know if you can still do that with regular ads, but I just skip through it because there's nothing that I'm interested in getting, because a lot of times their sponsorships, what they're selling is so outrageously expensive. It's like, I can't afford that. So I will just skip right through it. But still, it's kind of annoying to be interrupted. Some of them will, like Annie Elise. she will warn you ahead of time, and then she leaves like markers, like, you know, uh, be right back, or she'll leave really obvious markers so you can see it coming, and then you can skip right to the end. And Derek Lavassa, uh, he does the same thing. Like, there's clear markers. Some of them don't. Some of them you don't even realize you're sitting through a sponsorship because they blend it in. They're really good. They blend it in with their content. And then before you know it, I'm like, what are they talking about? And then you kind of got to like filter filter through to get past that sponsorship ad. But yeah, it's too much. I mean, I understand people want to make money, and what happens is it's a trap. So it's like golden handcuffs. So it's a trap. So you have a YouTube channel, right? And you get enough views and subscribers that you can click on and start getting ad revenue, and then um, and then you get your first check and you're like, oh my God, I didn't even do anything. I just turned the camera on and talked, and look at this check. So they lure you in. And so then the more views, the bigger the check, and blah, 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 blah. And before you know it, you're like quitting your full time job and you're getting this check in from YouTube. So they sucked you right in, right? So you're totally dependent on your YouTube channel to bring in a certain amount of money, and it's been steady, and there they got you. Then they cut that away, and it's like, oh shit, you know. I mean, I, I'm not dragging on them because it's not easy. Like, uh, for the content that I watch, it's a lot. Editing is a lot, time consuming. Coming up with content, preparing, and all that. Me, I just flip my camera on, because I really don't have any interest in making this like a job thing. To me, it's like a venting thing, or even like just to talk, just to ramble on. But I, so it's a trap. So then they're used to getting a certain amount of money each month, and now YouTube cut that out. And what they're doing is now they're going to say, well, this is how you can make that money back. You can do this, and you can get that money back. So you can turn your channel into a members only, increase your memberships. Because if you notice now, these creators are constantly saying like it's the same spiel. Like YouTube is, tell them to, subscribe and like and watch through the whole thing because it'll put you in the algorithm. Like, it's this whole sales pitch that they have for their creators. And then membership, pushing the membership, pushing the membership, pushing the membership. And I don't even think they realized that the trap that they were setting for themselves by pushing the membership. Because because YouTube gets a cut of that membership. So they push the membership, and and then they cut their revenue, and then they see, well, their revenue is coming from membership only content, so they're going to switch it off. So I'm sure some content creators know what's happening. Other content creators are just in a panic because all of a sudden their revenue got cut in half, and they're like freaked out. Like, they're used to getting so much per month, and then they're getting nothing. So it freaked them out, and they're thinking it's them, and somehow they're doing something wrong. No, YouTube is messing with you. YouTube is trying to drive you in a certain direction that they want you to go, because it'll up their revenue. The memberships will up their revenue. The ads always up their revenue, but the ads are very disruptive. So maybe they're going to shift from not so many ads to membership only content, or they just want greed. They just want everything. So I don't know. It's sad because I've been watching YouTube for since it started in 2005. Um, And so when it gets to that point where you can't watch anything, then without being a member, because the memberships, then there's different tiers of membership. So then you can go your little 99-cent membership. But then it's going to be, well, you can't really see anything for 99 cents. I'll do the 3.99 membership or the 4.90. Before you know it, you got 10 memberships. You're paying premium subscription, like you're shelling out $100 a month. So that's not going to happen for me. I mean, maybe other people have that much disposable income. I do not. There, I could drink my tea without dribbling all over myself. But anyway, it's Saturday. It's nice. The sun is out, but the wind, like Cassie and I, get blown all around. Um, but she doesn't care. She'll be out. She doesn't care, snow, wind, sleet, rain. But, we get the wind a little bit bugs her because it's like literally lifts her off her feet. Um, and we're in an area, we're right off the river. So we really get like these gusts that can literally lift you off your feet. But we'll just make it a cozy Saturday. I got things I'm doing. I'm, doing some apartment design, redesign, and design. Um, I started setting stuff up yesterday, so that's my plan. I wanted to read some, but and I think what I'm going to do is watch Outlander, the last episode in season 7, just to kind of, even though I did watched a recap video, I'm going to watch it again because when I watched it, the first episode of season 8, the season finale or the series finale, I was like totally lost. I'm like, how could I be that lost? But I think it's been a year since season 7. Like I said, now these series, there are year to 2 years between seasons. It's ridiculous. And then I lose track of what I was watching. Now I know, like, I'm a big Walking Dead fan. And here's the thing, the same exact thing happened with Outlander. So I heard about Outlander and I was like, well, I'm not watching that. And I didn't start watching that until maybe season 4. And then, of course, I binge watched it. And then, of course, I'm hooked. And then I realized, when I was, when historical romances came out, I was hooked on them. And, going back and forth from Brooklyn to Manhattan to work, you're on the train or the express bus, but mostly the trains, you're on there reading. Like, it didn't matter how you're packed in like sardines. You had your book and you were reading. Even if, you know, 20 people are smushing you, actually holding you up, um, you're reading. So uh, I was so hooked on these historical romances. And um, I didn't even realize, duh, like I'm watching this and I'm totally hooked on it. And I'm like, oh my God, this is a historical romance. Um, so, but I still like it a lot because I love time travel, um, movies, series, whatever. I love time travel. Um, like Terminator was one of my favorite movies. Like, I just love time travel genre. So mix that with historical romance, yeah, well, that's everything, right? But and then with The Walking Dead, and I like apocalyptic film series or whatever. So The Walking Dead, when that first came out, same thing. I was like, I ain't watching that crap because it looked kind of, like the very first zombie movie, like really cheesy and stuff. So I was thinking it was going to be like that. And then I cut the cable cord 25 years ago. So still do over the air TV. Not so much anymore. I just don't even turn the TV. If I turn it on, it's my Roku and I'm watching YouTube on my TV. So One, I guess it was the CW. Maybe it was the CW. They were running reruns of the first four seasons of The Walking Dead. So I'm like, ah, nothing else was on. I think I had four channels when I was in Gainesville. So I uh, started watching it, and then I was hooked. So then I got my freebie Netflix because they had all of it on Netflix, and I just binge watched until I caught up. So yeah, so um, I am hooked on The Walking Dead. Now I watched the series finale, but then I watched um, Rick and um, oh my god. So now, like, now I just went blank, but like Daryl Dixon, Carol's story, um, the Dead City with Negan, and is it Marjan? Marjan? Oh my God, are you serious? It's my phone. But anyway, so I watch it all. So now they just, I think, wrapped. So they're the Dixon storyline and Carol. I guess they were only going to do four seasons because they just finished filming. They wrapped season four, um, and and that's it. So I think it should be coming out soon. I don't know when. Um, let's see. So Negan and what's her name? Can't think of her name. Walking Dead. The ones who live. That's Digital Spy. Here we go. The ones who live. That was good. I watched that. Um, Michonne. Why couldn't I think of her name? Because I love that name, Michonne. So so that one I watched. That was pretty good. I thought I didn't realize it was just going to be one and done or two and done or whatever it was. I was like, oh, you know. But I still can't believe they killed Carl. Um, that was shocking. Um, and I think that was a whole personal thing with the producers and stuff. So yeah, Daryl Dixon, The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon. That's gonna the season series finale is this upcoming season, and then I don't know about the Dead City one. Um, let's see. Yeah, Carol's my favorite. Negan. Oh, Laura Maggie. Negan and Maggie. So I don't know if they're how they're gonna do that. Um, if they're gonna end after so many seasons. So they're supposed to have their third season. Is there a season two for Walking Dead? Yeah. Will there be a season three? Okay. Yes. The Walking Dead Dead City was officially renewed um, in July 2025, which production wrapping. So post production is underway right now, and so recent AMC announcements cast doubt on a 2026 release, suggesting a potential 2027 premiere. So you're talking like 2 years, um, like between seasons. It's ridiculous. What is the point? They said, what is the point of the dead Walking Dead Dead City? I don't know. What is the point? But yeah, they're not even going to show it. Like by that time, people are going to forget it, and then they wonder why. I mean, people are hooked on. I am hooked on it, so I will watch it. I don't know when. I don't know when Daryl's show. Yeah, season 4. Yes, The Walking Dead. Daryl Dixon will have a season 4, and it has been confirmed as the final season, bringing the storyline to a conclusion with a larger episode count than previous seasons, with production already underway and filming in Spain for its eventual 2026 release. So it was supposed to be released this month. Release window. The final season is slated for release in 2026. AMC confirming it for their 2026 lineup. But when? So it's ridiculous. But we're hooked. They hook us. They hook you in, and then you're hooked, and you wait for it, and you're all annoyed. But that's it. I think once Dead City probably won't. I can't see it going beyond season 3 because that's too long between seasons. That's ridiculous. But so what I have looked forward, like I like the show The Coroner. That was a Canadian show. Um, the 100. I really like that because the coroner had some kind of like power or something. She was like a seer or something. I don't know. It was a good show. I liked it. Um, oh, Yellow Jackets. I have to find Yellow Jackets because I know there's at least one more season. But anyway, that's it. And I'm just rambling. So, like I said in my description, rambling. And I don't know. YouTube is not going to show this out to anybody because I rambled a little bit too much about the felon in the White House, but I really don't care. Like I said, I'm not doing this for anything. And I looked to see because I could promote this as no ads, but I think that YouTube, and I'll look at it in my incognito browser, um, that YouTube will run um, ads on channels, even if they're not slated for revenue from ads. So, in other words, when they run ads, they usually give you a cut of that, right? And you usually have to, and in order for you to get the cut, you have to have so many views, so many subscribers, watch hours, all that, whatever. And, but I think even before you get to that point, they're running ads because, um, but you're just not getting any revenue from it. But I'm thinking that they still can run ads on you. So whatever, it is what it is. I think the ad running during a live is ludicrous because I mean a lot of times if you're true crime into the true crime genre and maybe you're watching uh, the court um, a case on trial and they're running ads and it's not like you know it holds your place. They run the ad and then you come back to the same. No, you lose out. You lose out on what you miss whole segments of it. So I mean they should be able to figure that out where they can, you know, not lose whole segments of a video or a live. Now I know some creators because I guess the creators who are um, at a certain level of subscribers, um, I guess YouTube invites them to sessions or whatever that they can how to promote your channel and talking points and all the things um, that they did because one of the creators said that if you kind of leave like a silent space, then the ads will, the algorithm will pick up um, that there's a blank space and fill it in with an ad. So, so some creators will do. I know Crime Junkie does that. That what it will do is it will pause and do little pauses for an ad to come in, and then this way a person is not going to miss anything or miss a beat, and then also time to skip the ad. So I mean, I guess they gave creators little pointers on how to kind of do a smooth transition, because there's no smooth transition when the ads come in. They just come in the middle of, you know, whatever. So, but yeah, but now like all the creators are starting to sound the same with their whole little talking points and, you know, their pitches, like the algorithm and, you know, yeah, just the whole thing. And then also, you know, they have to use code wording. Like there was one creator I had to stop watching and unsubscribe with the true crime, because it was so many code. It's like, what are we, five? You can't say murder, suicide, you know, blood or whatever, and YouTube was taking live streams down, um, or even just your videos weren't being pushed out. So now they say schmurder and the R word, and you have like these professional journalists who are now YouTubers doing that, and it's so childish, and it's so like it's just censorship, and it's just like non-real world, like it's just wrong, and like whitewashing or whatever, um, and so and now they have um, AI um, bots or whatever in place to check on that, and if those trigger words come up, it automatically shuts your channel down. But then one creator said that you can wait 8 seconds, 8 seconds or 8 minutes into your video, then you can like curse and say all the words, because it's childish. Like, you know, it really is childish. Um, and there's um, age restrictions that you can put on your video, that so it doesn't get into the wrong hands. But I don't know. It's just over the top. It's over the top. I wish George Carlin was still around. I would love to know what he would say about all this. Well, he already predicted it. He already talked about, like, if you read some of his or even watch some of his old content, his old stand up, he talked about this decades ago. So did my father. He knew this was the way of the world, was which way it was going. He was a genius, that man, but you know, he had his issues. God rest his soul. But I'm still rambling. It's 48 minutes. And that's why, like, to me, I don't have I don't have a pony in this show. Like, I just get on here and ramble and talk about what's on my mind, which is always a lot. And, you know, I'm not worried about revenue. I'm not worried about saying the right thing or the wrong thing, or, you know, or coding my words. You know, I'm just rambling. So maybe I'll change my name to just Ramblin' Rose. But anyway, I'm gonna head out. I think I'm gonna try and read a book, but I'll probably just end up. Oh no, that's right. I'm gonna rewatch the last episode in season 7 of Outlander to get my brain straight on what happened in episode 1 of season 8, because I watched it last night and I'm like, it's bugging me, so I have to like straighten out my brain, and then I'll probably rewatch episode 1 of season 8 just to kind of get it all clicked back in place. But I do like that show. I'm looking forward to Blood of My Blood. That's not going to come out until I think this. And you know what? I hope they don't do like they did. I think they wrapped the whole season 8. I'll have to look it up because last year, what they did was is they split season 7 into part 1 and part 2. So they made one season into like 2 seasons, and then it just was like super long. Let's see. So Outlander, final season. It started on March 6th. You okay, Cassie? Um, Featuring 10 episodes. Wow, that's not a lot. 16 would be nice. Featuring 10 episodes, the final chapter continues the love story of Jamie and Claire Fraser as they face new threats at Fraser's Ridge. The season largely adapts the 9th book, Go Tell the Bees That I Am Gone. Oh, okay. Yeah, because the books. The season premiered on Friday, March 6th, with new episodes airing on Fridays. Okay. Um, I'm just trying to see if they're going to split it in 2. I hope not, because that would be annoying. I'm not seeing anywhere what Royal Outlander fans outraged with major change in 8th and final season. What? Unnecessary. What? I want to click on it. Major change. A hit series has sparked outrage among viewers who claim a storyline shift in its last season has cheapened key moments from earlier seasons. Oh, oh. Now the actor and actress Sam Hugan and Katrina, Katrina, the one who plays Claire. I'll have to look up how she pronounces her name. Contains spoilers. After an agonizing 2-year wait, see that's what I'm saying, 2-year wait, the last ever season of the Stars series premiered last week, streaming locally. Yeah. However, some fans were not happy with the first episode as they preferred for the storyline to match up with Diana Gabaldon's book series. Notably, season 8 is first ever season to diverge from the plot of the beloved 9. So, viewers, this is where I'm a little confused because viewers will recall the season 7 cliffhanger introduced the idea that protagonists Jamie and Claire's first child, Faith Fraser, who was stillborn in season 2, is still alive. The first episode of season 8, so spoiler alerts if you haven't watched it yet. First episode of season 8, titled Soul of a Rebel, continued on this story arc, making it clear that Jamie and Claire believe Faith survived the birth, and therefore new characters Jane and Fanny are their biological granddaughters. But you know what? I was thinking that it was related to maybe Claire's mother and father because um, because because of blood of my blood. But I think they had a boy. Anyway, I was thinking it was related that they kind of cross paths in their time travel. All right, but fans have cited on social media that there's no way Faith could be alive given the series is set in the 1800s where medical advancements were non-existent to help save the baby. Wait a minute. I thought it was set in the 1700s, not the 1800s. it remains to be seen how, oh my God, how the Faith storyline plays out over the course of the final season. All right, I'll have to read that. All right, I'm confused because every time they show a scene, they show it in the 1700s. So it wasn't the 1800s. All right, hang on. Now they just confused me even more. Where's my chat? There we go. All right. Here we go. Oops. Outlander. Oops. Series. Time. Arrow. Something like that. Oops. Historical periods. Most of the things. So 1945 is a starting point. Post World War II. And it begins with Claire Randall and Frank Randall. And then she ends up travels back in time to 1743 to 1746. Yeah, the 1700s, not the 1800s. Maybe they meant 18th century in that article. Yeah, I think they meant 18th century. So then she arrives in 43, meets Jamie, and then in the Battle of Culloden, the Jacobite Rising, Battle of Culloden, in 1746. And then it's 1760s, Claire reunites, 1767 to 1770s, colonial America. Yeah, so they meant the 18th century. So, but I got to rewatch the final episode in season 7 and then rewatch episode 1. Oh, sorry, and maybe 2. That's a nap time. See what happens when you're retired? Like Cassie's taking her nap. She's been retired. That's right, I'm talking about you. She goes to see her vet soon, her new vet. She's pretty much 100% right now, but we need to get her set up locally so we're not over an hour away. I could go on about that. And the veterinarian clinics being taken over by private equities. Now, this vet, I don't think it's happened to, but however, some of them are doing is partial takeovers where they retain ownership, but they have, so then they're beholden to the investors and certain things. So whatever. It's just a racket. It's just a racket. One big giant racket. So, and we're all pawns in that racket. And, it's just really the rich and the not rich. So whether you're the working poor, there's no middle class. Middle class went away in the 80s. It started to rot away in the 80s, if it ever really existed. It's all an illusion. It's all a shell game. It's all a shell game. So, I mean, you could stick your head in the sand and go merrily along, or participate and get overly involved and um, let it tear your insides out, or you can like stay grounded. I will go to the No Kings. I went to the No Kings March, the last one they had. The next one coming up is here in the next week or so. I will go to that. Um, so, but, and it's going to be multi-layered, I think. But I mean, marching, yeah, I think it does help to some degree, but if our reps are not repping us, they're not repping us, um, then it does nothing. Like, seem little snail pace movement. And I don't know what else we need to do. I mean, I do know what we need to do, but we're not doing it because we're all complacent. They locked us in. Again, it's it. We're locked in to the comforts, to the distractions. We're locked in. Whatever. I could go on and on about it. Maybe next video. But anyway, I'm going to get off here because I'm going to go watch my Outlander and get my head straight about the storyline because I'm a little wonky about it. So that's why I wait, because I didn't realize it was 2 years. What I do is kind of wait until the episodes build up, and then do it that way, because then the time span between seasons aren't as long. So I stretch it out because otherwise I can't like you know I have calendars everywhere around me and reminders of everything, and I can't even keep up with that stuff. So anyway, have a good weekend. If you have nice weather, enjoy it. The sun's out, but the wind's too strong for us to be out. We can't. It's not enjoyable. I don't mind the cold. Um, that that wind though, because it's not enjoyable. It's just not enjoyable. So, all right. Well, take care. Thanks for stopping by. See you next time. Oops. End the stream.